time, the regional control center was established at a regional office, which is Hyderabad for NTPC. So suddenly see that your plants are capable to generate 105%. Why don't you generate 105% on continuous basis so that you can supply to the grid and enhance the frequency of the grid? And government regulation was there to convert that stubble into biomass. So I received a national award along with my head of the project. But the importance of corporate governance has come to forefront after the September scam.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of FaceTime with Leaders, a podcast series by Directors Institute World Council of Directors. I'm Tanayol, and today we have the honor of sitting down with a true industry leader, someone whose career has been nothing short of extraordinary. Our guest today is Mr. Sivasankar Reddy Indukuri, a powerful aspect in the power sector with over 3 decades of experience shaping the future of energy. From commissioning and operating some of the largest supercritical power plants in India to driving business excellence at NTPC, Sir's career is a testament to technical brilliance and visionary leadership. His deep expertise in energy management, business strategy, and sustainability has earned him national recognition and accolades in fields like Six Sigma, TQM, and energy auditing. He's played a pivotal role in transforming power plant operations across the country, and his leadership at NTPC Kudgi remains a model of excellence in the power sector. Sir, it's a privilege to have you with us today, and thank you so much for joining FaceTime with Leaders.
Thank you, Tanay. Indeed, I am very much thankful to the Directors Institute and Ganesham and you also.
Mr. Reddy, with a career spanning over 3 decades in the power sector, you've been a part of some truly transformative moments, from commissioning the first units at NTPC Dadri to driving operations at NTPC Kudgi. So, looking back, what were some of the most defining milestones in your journey? And how did each of these experiences shape your approach to leadership and operations?
It is my pleasure to be with you and discussing my career in NTPC. I joined in NTPC in 1989 as an engineering executive training. So it was a major milestone in my life. At that time, I was working for Hyderabad Alvin, a refrigerator company.
Okay.
So I just wanted to be in a public sector, especially in the central public sector. So I tried to get into power sector because I did my M.Tech in thermal engineering. So the most appropriate field for me to work with is thermal engineering. So then I thought I should join NTPC. So I joined in 89. So my initial training was at PETS Durgapur. That time, the Power Engineers Training Society. So they were actually giving me the training for the 14th batch. 30 of our batchmates were trained there. So they gave us the technical input as far as the power plant operations and maintenance is concerned. Then we went to Delhi for CTA, our Varun CTA Central Training Institute, where we were trained on management aspects, like basic management, general management aspects. That was followed by BHEL tour, where BHEL was our equipment manufacturer and supplier. So we went to all the BHEL locations, and it was indeed a pleasant journey, and we lot of insights were given to us, lot of learnings, which paved the way for my future endeavors at the company. Later on, I joined NTPC Ramagundam as for on-job training. So this was a short stint for 2 to 3 months. And after that, then I was initially posted at Dadri, so where the fresh units, the station was being established for the national capital territory. to supply power to only to Delhi. So even though the station is near to Gajiawala, but the coal supply was coming from Bihar mines. So the intent was to give supply to national capital territory. So that is why I was the first person to have been posted. In fact, our batchmates, around 40 people were posted there. So I was the first person to have joined there in commissioning and operations. So as a commissioning and operations executive, so initially there was a lot of problems. I was from a small village in Andhra Pradesh near Kadiri, which is in Satyasai district of Anantapur, today Andhra Pradesh. Whereas I was initially knowing only Hindi and Telugu and English. But Hindi was not a language which I could fluently speak. The moment I went there, the first major problem I faced was speaking with Hindi because a lot of operators, I need to give instructions to a lot of operators as far as my day-to-day activities are concerned. I need to train them as far as the operational aspects are concerned and commissioning aspects are concerned. So I had this problem of learning the language problem. Hindi. So quickly, so it's necessity is the mother of invention, you know. See, the necessity forced me to learn Hindi in a short span of 3 months. I myself wondered how I could pick up the language within a short span of 3 months. That was possible because daily I had to speak only in Hindi because the local operators, which are local in nature, truly local in nature, they cannot understand English language. So that was the major no input to me as a person, individual learning a new language, Hindi. Then later on, so commissioning activities were there, a lot of issues were there. Then we commissioned the first unit and also the second unit. Then by that time, then my family wanted me to be nearer to my village. So I requested a transfer and got it transferred to Ramagundam, where I happen to be working with a very good team, commissioning team again. The second stage of Ramagundam unit was under commissioning, and 100 megawatt units were under commissioning and initial operation. Again, like in Dadri, at Ramagundam, I had the opportunity to operate the 500 megawatt units in the initial stages generation. Later on, after 5 years, then I was transferred to SRHQ for setting up a regional control center because the CRC forced power sector and especially the central generators to adopt availability based tariff. You must have heard this. So that time, the regional control center was established at the regional office, which is Hyderabad for NTPC. So I was the first person to have been posted there to set up the NTPC regional control center because it was a new concept. ABT was a new concept, and it required a lot of coordination with all the regional entities, all the stations, SRLDC and SRPC, and all the constituent players. So I had the opportunity to lead the team there to establish an RCC there. So I could successfully establish there. Then soon after the NRCC is established, I had the another opportunity to lead the TQM department, which is a new department in NTPC. It's established there. So I was the first person, first manager to actually be posted in TQM in the southern region. So I had the opportunity to attend a CII convention, CII quality convention that time. So there was a lot of input from dignitaries from no, a lot of industries, a lot of experts who were speaking in the convention. They gave me a lot of insights into the quality management as well as the business excellence. So from there, so I became the CA assessor and went on assessing industries like BHEL, Bharat Electronics, and SAIL. Godrej, then JCB, Balasur Ferroalloys. I had the opportunity to assess all these companies as a team member, and including Triveni Engineering. Apart from that, then initially we were adopting a CI business excellence model, but later on, company thought we should have our own business excellence model. So I was personally involved in developing the business excellence model for NTPC. So initial years, a lot of struggle as to what should be the guidance points, what should be the evaluation criteria. As you know, business excellence model is having two parts. One is enablers and the other is the results part. Unless we balance both enablers and results, any organization cannot become, the excellent organization. So I had the opportunity to assess majority of our police stations as a part of NTPC assessments. See, this model really gave me a lot of insights, and that paved the way to my leadership roles at all places. And I could successfully contribute for ever expanding generation company NTPC. Yeah, because Dadri, we were having initial days lot of eating troubles. Okay. Like no, there used to be a lot of power supply failures, and the milestones, as you said, no, the as far as the power plant commissioning and operation is concerned. Oh, after overcoming all the teething troubles, the first time boiler lighter, first milestone in the boiler lighter in the organization commissioning power plant commissioning is the boiler lighter. First time we introduce fire into the boiler, and which will actually heat the water and generate steam. So that is a major milestone which requires a lot of equipment to be ready, a lot of logics to be ready, a lot of equipment to be ready, and a lot of manpower positions. So that gave us a lot of satisfaction. Another milestone is the synchronization part, which after a lot of readiness, only then we can connect to the grid. After synchronization, another milestone that we generally come across in the power plant is the commercial operation declaration. That means from that day onwards, whatever we generate will be billed to the constituent customers based on the what is called cost plus tariff, which is allowed by CERC as a part of CERC.
So, from your experience with NTPC, particularly in operating large scale plants like the 200 megawatt and 800 megawatt fleets, what have been the most significant technical challenges you faced and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, that's what I was telling. Initially at Dadri, there used to be a lot of commissioning problems in initial days.
Okay.
One such problem, I can say that there used to be a lot of power failures because there was no other unit except the first unit which was under commissioning. So during initial commissioning of the first unit, we need to take power from the grid only. Initially, we don't have our own generation there, being the first unit. So there used to be a lot of power interruptions from the grid.
Mm.
So we used to have a lot of power supply failures, and because of that, we used to have a lot of problems as far as the commissioning activity is concerned. So in order to avoid all such initial power failure problems, our team sat together. We did root cause analysis, and there were a lot of deficiencies and things which were not in place. So all things were established, and all recommendations were implemented. And after the implementation of the recommendations, the root cause analysis, so we could successfully see that there is no power failure at the during the initial commissioning of the first. So that is one major technical problem. And as far as the Ramagundam operation is concerned, because at that time, when I was at Ramagundam in 95 to 2000, there used to be a lot of demand and there used to be depth of generation. So the frequency, grid frequency used to fluctuate from 48.5 to 51 hertz. I don't know whether you really appreciate the frequency variation or not. It is really is very, very detrimental, not only for the grid, but also for the equipment which is running on the grid. So only then, after seeing all the fluctuations in the frequency, this ability has come later on. During that time, Amazon units were running, but units were running at its capacity 500 megawatts. But to supplement the grid, we need to generate more. There is a lot of pressure from suddenly see that your plants are capable to generate 105%. Why don't you generate 105% on continuous basis so that you can supply to the grid and enhance the frequency of the grid so that we will not land into trouble on the verge of collapsing. In fact, there used to be frequent grid failures. Nowadays, you don't find any such kind of grid failures. That is because of the implementation of the UBT, the later on the other regulations from CRC. So there is a major problem. So the management told I was in charge of one unit. Then, sir, this is the requirement from the grid. Why can't we run our units at 5% unload factor at continuous basis? No, 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 there will be, it will not be possible. There will be, machine will be overloaded, your generator will be, current will be overshooting, and the excitation system will go haywire. So these were the kind of responses coming from our managers. Then, sir, then initially internally we discussed among our operation team. Then there used to be four groups in the initial operations. I used to work in shift duty in one of the groups. Then in one unit, the shift charges, we sat together and decided to run the unit at 105% load. We started in one of the night shifts so that the managers will not see and restrict generation. So after successfully running for 12 hours, the management itself was very happy and was surprised. How is it possible? How could we generate 105% on continuous basis? Then we told, sir, these are the issues. We tackle. There was no problem. We were continuously monitoring the parameters, the turbine as well as generator. And that is why we continued for another 12 hours. 24 hours. One unit was successfully run at 105% plant load factor. So that became a norm later on. So the later on, all the three units, 100 megawatt were run at 100% PLF. So which could supply sufficient generation to the grid so that the frequency was in the control. So that was there in Ramagundam. Then coming to Kudgi at the latter years, they had the opportunity to work in initial commissioning and the operation. I was posted as a head of operation there. So during initial commissioning and operation, there used to be a lot of problems, technical problems. One of the major problem was the station outages. Then, as I said, only two units were running. Initially, one unit was running. Then later on, two units we kept it going. There used to be station outage, like both the units tripped once because of some very silly reason. No, then later on again we did the root cause analysis and we established the corrective actions and preventive actions, and we implemented there was no station outage left. Another problem was being a front and rear valve fired boilers. I don't know whether you are aware of the boiler construction details. We have two types of boilers in NTPC or other worldwide. One is tangential firing, where the burners are position at all the four corners of the boiler. Another type of boiler is where the burners are positioned in the front wall as well as the rear wall. So cooking boilers are supplied by Busan, South Korea, which are actually designed for front and rear wall firing. So as far as had it been tangential firing, the flame stability at lower loads will be higher. Whereas for front and rear wall firing, the stability issues are there. And Kudgi being the latest in the fleet, the cost of generation used to be higher, and we used to get schedules to only to technical minimum. Technical minimum for power gen plant, 55%. And of course, nowadays people are talking about 40% as far as the flexible operation is concerned. All the units are now to go for 40% load. So during that time, during technical minimum itself, we used to have a lot of flame flickerings. And because of the low load operation, we, we had to undergo a sequential cooking of 2 units on one particular day because of the poor quality of the coal. As we get quality from different mines from different sources, from faraway places, and there used to be a lot of variation in coal quality, so which was actually aggravating our flame problems. So after the units are tripped successively, causing a major loss for the company, then I wrote in corporate operation services, the expert group sitting at Delhi. We called them to station. They came there, and again we did the root cause analysis, and a lot of recommendations all were implemented. The flame scanners, they had some adjustments are to be done, like frequency and intensity. So these things were not set properly. Then again, there was a parameter called SA by PA ratio, secondary air to primary air PA ratio. So which was not being properly maintained. So these two aspects actually helped us to stabilize the flame. And later on, there were no flame failures.
Lovely.
And another thing, I will add one more incident of now technical problems. Like when I was at Kudgi, we were asked to fire biomass. Near Dadri and Ghaziabad areas, there used to be a lot of stubble burning, and government regulation was there to convert that stubble into biomass pellets. Those pellets were to be used in the power plant boilers. Initially, the firing was done at Dadri, but later on, it was all the stations were asked to fire biomass pellets. During biomass pellets firing, a lot of risk was there. The volatile matter of the biomass pellets is very high. It is much higher than the imported coal. So while firing biomass pellets, we need to be very, very careful. So we had to change the burner logics itself, the mill logic itself, the inlet temperature and outlet temperature was restricted. And so that modification was got done. And we prepared all the 3 units at Kudgi for biomass. And apart from that, because of the regulation of the flexible operation, so initially we were operating at 55% minimum load. Now the regulator says no, you have to go slowly towards 30%. So on one day, then we took all the precautions, all the necessary preparations. So for one day, we operated the unit at 45% load, which was stable. We could learn a lot of things, which contributed for the stability of the boiler. And we are now ready for slowly going towards the flexible operation.
Lovely, sir. I think that was the time of innovation because everything had to be done from scratch, and it would have been a lovely time to come up with new solutions.
Yeah.
So, from commissioning the first units at NTPC Dadri to leading the 800 megawatt fleet at Kudgi, you've achieved some significant milestones. What stands out as the most rewarding part of these experiences, especially when you think about the diverse challenges across NTPC stations? How did you adapt your leadership style, especially when you led Kudgi to achieve such steps did you take? Because I'm sure it wasn't just a one-time achievement, but a sustained culture of improvement.
Yeah, right from Dadri. So as I said earlier, the kind of satisfaction the operators or the employees get when the unit is lighted up, or the unit is synchronized for the first time, or the unit is made commercially operable. So that is the kind of satisfaction we get is immense. Then when I was at Ramagundam, oh, the kind of satisfaction I got when I operated the unit at 105% load was immense. And at the same time, at the Ramagundam, I should tell another story that see the operators at the local were not that conversant with the equipment and locations. So they wanted a kind of guidance for the local operators so to understandable by the local operators, which are simply just ATS. As you know, the diagrams, C&I diagrams, the schematics prepared by the original drawings are not even readable by normal engineers. So unless you have a specific quality and aptitude and awareness as to how you should read the schematic drawings, it is very difficult for the local operators to read the schematics. So, but initially at Ramagundam, all the schematic diagrams were as supplied by the original equipment manufacturer. So we wanted to develop a small booklet simplifying the schematics for the local operators. So I was given the responsibility of preparing the local schematics of stage 2, which are 500 megawatt units. So I took around 3 months time, full dedicated time. So I prepared all this. I converted all these schematics, which operators can easily understand. So that was published and released by the management. So that is a kind of solution that I could make. Gives an immense satisfaction. Another thing is when I was first posted in SRHQ as the first manager, TQM. TQM was a new initiative undertaken by NTPC that time. And I, being a postgraduate in thermal engineering as well as a PG Diploma holder in management wanted to drive business plans at a regional level. I was initially for. So then I started learning the concepts like quality circles, professional circles, then ISO systems, then we have a suggestion scheme, for then business excellence models like CII and so I was personally involved in driving all these initiatives. Apart from that, I was one of the 24 candidates which were trained by American Society for Quality as far as Six Sigma implementation is concerned with the company. I was a green belt holder in Six Sigma. And so I developed a methodology, which is the base methodology of Six Sigma is the DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improvement, control. So this methodology, I wanted to give awareness to lot many young engineers so that they can take small jobs, small improvement projects in their work areas at the project mode and bring in a lot of improvements in this. So I established a platform called PIP conventions. It is Performance Improvement Project Conventions. It is a kind of conference which is conducted annually. And this I was personally involved in establishing this only in southern region. And this used to happen in southern region. Even now it happens in southern region. So I was heading at southern region. So a lot of improvement projects were done, captured, and shared so that the young engineers who are joining fresh, they can easily go through the contents as a compilation of the projects, and they can start working on different projects. And one of the projects at Ramagundam, which was a Six Sigma project, which we had, the flue gas outlet temperature was going very, very high. As you know, the leaving temperature of the gas, if it is high, then it is totally a loss. So we wanted to reduce the flue gas temperature leaving the furnace. So we did a Six Sigma project there. And fortunately, this was submitted to the Quality Council of India annual conference. And I should say, I was very, very happy that my project was declared as the best Six Sigma project in the convention. So I received a national award along with my uh, head of the project at that time. So it gave me immense satisfaction. And that later on gave me a lot of vision, insight to how I can bring in improvements in other areas. That continued. So even at Kudgi, all the improvement projects are systematically undertaken. We used to conduct regular PAP conventions. And as I said, the business excellence model itself is gave me a lot of insights as far as the leadership aspects are concerned, as far as the triple bottom line concepts are concerned. No, so as far as the sustainability aspects are concerned, all these things are very much uh, taking up challenging and leadership roles at the PhD.
So you've participated in several prestigious assessments, including CII-EXIM Bank and NTPC Business Excellence Model assessments. How do these frameworks help organizations improve, and what key factors contribute to a successful evaluation?
Yeah. Actually, the business excellence models are in India. The CII-EXIM Bank Business Excellence Model is based on European Foundation for Quality Management, and it has 9 criteria. The model has 9 criteria, starting with leadership, strategy, human resources, then functional management, and these are the four major what do you call enablers. Apart from that, we used to have results criteria, which is nothing but customer results, HR results, society results, then safety and environment results, business results. So the model gives any organization a framework which is required for becoming excellent organizations. So I had the opportunity to assess almost 8 private and public sector companies which are external to NTPC as a part of CA assessments. So including Bharat Electronics Limited, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, SAIL Limited, then Balasur Ferro Alloys, then Godrej Mumbai unit, Godrej Locks, then JCB at Faridabad. I happened on Triveni Engineering at Bangalore. So I happened to be a team member. And, the assessments, when I go for assessments, no, I get a lot of input from external industries, a lot of best practices I get, and which are shared in our own company, and try to implement all those best practices which are not there in NTPC but elsewhere they are. So, like for example, the CSR was not there in NTPC initial days. So we learned from private companies, CSR, especially when I went to no, to JCB and Triveni Engineering. So they used a lot of CSR activities they were organizing. So later on, when NTPC model was developed, so the CSR component was given a first and a lot of weightage also as far as CSR is concerned. Another thing is safety was given more weightage when we went to the external assessments. So later on, in NTPC also, we now focusing more on safety, environment, and society aspects. So this gives us a lot of inputs. And as far as the evaluation is concerned, for the assessors, there is a tool called Radar. I don't know whether you are aware of it or not. Radar is nothing but results orientation. Any company should have a results orientation first initially. Then the company should have approaches like initiatives for implementing bringing in excellence. Then once you have initiatives, you should develop and deploy all the initiatives on the ground. Once you once you develop and implement, deploy the initiatives, any organization should have assessment and review. Unless assessment and review is there, then there is no continuous improvement and going towards excellence will be difficult. So this radar tool is a very, very beautiful concept and radar evaluation matrix, which was meticulously designed, gives us the no as to how much marks to be given to each particular criteria. Number one, how much marks is to be given to a particular guidance points. So these are the very, very systematically designed models which evaluate the excellence of the organization. So this is one of the beautiful aspect of business excellence model. And as I said, business excellence model for me is like the Bhagavad Gita. If you read once, you will not understand anything. If you read probably second time, you will get some insights. If you read third time, you will get further insights. Like that business excellence model, we go on no, reading and going for assessments. Your insights will be more and more. A new dimension will open up and you will understand true meaning of particular intent of the particular technique. So that is how I could get a lot of inputs and which helped me in my leadership roles.
Sir, given your expertise in commissioning supercritical boilers and turbines, how do you see emerging technologies like AI and IoT enhancing the performance and efficiency of power plants in the next decade?
Yeah, these are the buzzwords nowadays, artificial intelligence and internet things. In fact, the power sector, a lot of no, inputs related there as far as the AI and IoT is concerned. To say an example, we have a software called PADO, which is nothing but performance analysis, diagnosis, and optimization software. It is a software which captures data from the field and gives operator guidance as to what is to be improved and where the performance is going down, what remedial action, probable action that the operator can take. So these are basically the intelligence-based alert system and guidance system. But it is a very small area it is applicated as far as the operation is concerned. But as far as the artificial intelligence nowadays talked about, has a very huge potential to make difference in power sector. So artificial intelligence can be used for predictive maintenance of the equipment in a power station. Because nowadays, in all power stations, if you see, we adopt maintenance, major maintenance strategy is the preventive maintenance. Preventive maintenance is time-based, schedule-based. It does not say whether the equipment is failing or not. It does not say whether the equipment is performing well or not. But artificial intelligence has a tremendous potential to be implemented there by data capturing and data analysis and intelligently giving some outputs, it can give predictive maintenance. That means if the equipment is already healthy and it has not failed for the last 1 year, why do you need maintenance? So the philosophy itself is changed. Predictive is based on the diagnostic tools that are applied through artificial intelligence. We will take up maintenance only when it is needed, not as a routine time-based maintenance. That is one area where AI can help power stations in a big way. Another IoT is another technology which can be implemented in a power station uh, for field parameters monitoring. A lot of
Hmm.
key as an operator, the control room engineer is to monitor so many parameters. So the IoT can come into fore to actually help the operator to monitor as well as capture and analyze the data, which together AI and IoT can transform the way the power plants are run nowadays. A huge potential.
100%. And things keep changing. I think new technologies will lead to something which can drive performance and efficiency slowly, slowly.
Yeah.
Sir, with such an accomplished career behind you, what are your aspirations for the future, both personally and within the boardroom? And how do you see yourself contributing to power sector's growth in the coming years? And I mean, what role do you envision yourself to shape up strategies in the future at the highest levels?
Yeah, this is a good question. And yeah, after working 3.5 decades in power generation sector, I will definitely be in the sector itself. And I wish that I should become and occupy a board level position. That is my wish. And my aspiration is to work for the power sector, especially the power sector and especially in the renewable sector. And that too, the renewable sector, the solar sector. I wanted to contribute myself. So far, I have been working in coal plants and the business excellence areas where a lot of innovative efforts and a lot of things are happening. So nowadays, the sector, the bubbling sector is the renewable energy sector, and a lot of solar plants are getting established. So I wish I should take up a position in one of the companies where the company is working for renewable energy sector development, especially in the solar development. And of course, I will be working for the business excellence assessments as a part of CA assessor. And I will continue to assess NTPC stations as and when opportunity is given. And I would also be a part of the policy making bodies like CRC, State Electricity Regulatory Commission, or Central Regulatory Commission. So that the sectoral inputs are no, taken into consideration and policy framework is defined to the benefit of the sector. So, in fact, I would like to float a company in the renewable energy sector, which will have no maintenance uh, activities throughout the renewable energy sector, especially the solar sector. That is my aspiration. So I would like to be in the sector itself after
Hmm.
3.5 years, 3.5 decades of experience in the power sector. I'll continue to contribute to the sectoral growth, and I would like to be occupying a making the decision making position, um, either by a director at the executive level or a different director for company. And in fact, I'm also having some plans to build my own company in
Okay.
the renewable sector, especially to support the solar plant maintenance. So I will continue my CII NTPC segments, and I will definitely share my learnings to the younger generation through coachings, to establishments like Executive Staff College of India, as well as Engineering Staff College of India, and of course through the other training for regional learning institutes of our own.
Lovely. So, with your extensive experience in business excellence and operational leadership, how has your understanding of corporate governance evolved in the years? And in your view, how can strong governance practices contribute to operational successes like sustainability, particularly in large scale power plants like the one you've managed?
Yeah, corporate governance. After this
Yes.
Satyam episode, actually the corporate governance was there earlier also, but the importance of corporate governance has come to forefront after the Satyam scam. And NTPC, as you know, is already established company where a very strong corporate governance system is already there. So, as you are aware, the corporate governance, the basic no, basic no necessity and basic requirement of corporate governance is to see that the companies are operating the three different aspects like transparency, accountability, and ethical business, isn't it? So governance is was there in NTPC as a three-tier structure. In NTPC, we have a corporate governance at corporate center. We have a regional center, governance at the regional headquarters, and at the third level is our station level governance. We have very strong corporate governance systems, and corporate governance is very, very essential for the success of the organizations. As far as the what do you call no the acceptability of the companies by the customers. The customers are nowadays earlier the power generation sector used to be like no monopoly kind of thing. Whatever you generate, that used to get consumed. Now it is not the situation. So now the scenario has changed. Now there are more number of generators, and there is less number of consumers. That is why, as I said, the kind of stations like Kudgi used to get only technical minimum loads, not full loads throughout the day. Because after the renewable energy has come into the forefront, and ever expanding addition of the capacity in the renewable sector, daytime the thermal plants are asked to generate only the technical minimum, only during morning peak hours, evening peak hours. And nowadays, because of the lifestyle changes, the demand is there till 1 o'clock in the night nowadays because of the lifestyle changes, later late night activities.
Yeah.
So we get schedules in the night especially, but during daytime the candidates are asked to shut down. Shut down, or earlier there used to be concept called RSD, reserve shutdown. And now it is changed to unit shutdown. It's earlier the generator, the consumer used to ask us to shut down the unit. Now it is the generator which has to take a call whether the unit is to shut down or not, based on the commercial aspects. A lot of commercial aspects. Okay.
So, you've been associated with the Directors Institute for some time now. How has your experience been so far, and in what ways have the programs contributed to your professional growth?
Very wonderful. So that is Institute gave me a lot of insights, lot of content, especially the course material is wonderfully designed, and the videos that are given by Jishan Patan sir, excellent, excellent. And surprisingly, the content is very, very limited and to the point. and whatever is required is only skill.
Mm.
Excellent compilation of the content, and the way it is, the online courses are designed, they are exceptionally well. So I have been completing the courses. I almost 75% through. Maybe another within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be able to complete my rest of the modules. Excellent courses. Content is very very good, and especially the Chakravi of online live sessions by inspirations are sharing a lot of wisdom from corporate world, not only from India but also from other countries. It was an excellent initiative by that institute, and that will definitely add value and give confidence to the potential future directors or independent directors to discharge their duties confidently. So that is what is required. So I thought, initially when I enrolled, like no, the Japanese one Japanese quality guru Shoji Shiba told in one of the CII conferences, everything. So joining the Directors Institute, in fact, I was not knowing much about Directors Institute earlier. It so happened one of my colleagues suggested, why don't you just take an online course in Directors Institute? I thought that it is another learning institute which will give some input. Just like that, it will be a monotonous or routine kind of learning institute, I thought. But really, Directors Institute is a wonderful institute, and it is giving a lot of knowledge, wisdom, and insights for the participants. I hope whoever is participating in the process of Directors Institute will definitely do the justice and they become directors. Very nice.
It's fantastic to hear, sir, how Directors Institute has been a valuable resource for your professional journey. Always helps to know that how the right education and support can really make an impact. So that brings us to the end of our interview, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable insights. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, and I'm thankful that you took out some time for us in your busy schedule. On behalf of Directors Institute, we wish you continued success and look forward to seeing the incredible impact you'll continue to make in the power sector and beyond.
Thank you, Tanay Ahmed. It was indeed, I was privileged to interact with you, discuss with you, share my learnings and my leadership initiatives in NTPC. And I wish all the success to you personally, to Gansha, to the Directors Institute. It's really a wonderful time spent this day. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And with that, we come to the end of today's episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories and leadership lessons from extraordinary professionals in the upcoming episodes. Until then, keep striving for excellence and enjoying every step of your journey.